Today on Monkey Life, Alison collects a new squirrel monkey, ousted from her troop and needing a new home.
Hopefully he'll just be a quick grab and into the box and that'll all be done. Sounds like it's happening right now.
Can baby woolly Cosmo summon up the courage to take on the great outdoors?
You big brave boy. You coming in? Come on then.
And a termite mound challenge for the chimps as they work hard for their breakfast. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. A team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
Jeremy's grooming her really lovely, so I think we're going to make good progress.
The park provides a home for more than 250 monkeys and apes from 22 different species. It's an early morning start for Alison. She's off to Chessington Zoo in Surrey to collect a young female black-capped squirrel monkey called Nueve.
They have a young 3-year-old female squirrel monkey who was actually booted out of her group, which is rather unique. It's usually the little boys that start stirring up trouble and get kicked out. But the group that Nueve, that's her name, belonged to, turned on her and attacked her a couple of different times. So it was time to find a new home for her, and I'm glad that we're able to do so.
The park currently has 2 groups of squirrel monkeys. One trio, recently rescued from a house in Somerset, are all common squirrel monkeys. Then there's Charlie and his 3 black-capped females who all live alongside a Saki monkey named Chloe. Monkey World doesn't usually take in individuals from other zoos because it takes up valuable space needed for rescue animals. But the 3 females in Charlie's group, Topsy, Turvy and Azzy, are older than him, and taking in a young female who needs help could benefit Charlie too.
If we can get Nueve integrated with the other 3 feisty, older black-capped squirrel monkeys, then it means that Charlie and Nueve will have a longer future together.
Alison has arrived at Chessington and is welcomed by Emma Smith, a senior keeper at the zoo who looks after and cares for most of the primates there, including Nueve.
Here, this is Nueve. This is your little girl. What? And where is your missing fingers?
Since being rejected by the group, Nueve has been kept apart from them to avoid any further injury, although she does have the company of her dad, Brooke.
Nueve is lovely. She's very cheeky. I would say a cheeky monkey, but she really is a cheeky one. She loves watching people and interacting through the windows with guests. She's just a little troublemaker as well. I will be very sad to see her leave, although I know it's for the best for her and she's going to a lovely place. It will be very sad to see her off, but hopefully, say, she'll have a nice long future ahead of her with some lovely company as well.
So we're just in the squirrel monkey house where Nueve has been sort of sharing her enclosure with the dominant male of the group, so that's been really nice. She's had companionship, but she's just inside now with her keeper being boxed up, so hopefully he'll just be a quick grab and into the box and that'll all be done. Sounds like it's happening right now.
Oh,
All good?
yeah, she's had fun with your towel though.
You're all right, little girl. She's gonna be good as gold, and she'll just have to carve out her little niche with our ladies.
Before the journey back to Monkey World, Alison does what she can to make Nueve as calm and settled as possible. A few waxworms seem to do the trick.
She looks really good in the fact that she's like checking us all out and is now settled down and isn't sort of scrambling at the door and taking a few waxworms. I mean, if you're in fear for your life, you don't sit down and have snacks. So I'm really pleased, and once we get on the road and moving, she'll even settle down and hopefully tuck up in her blanket. So really good. She's a beautiful little girl.
Once the paperwork signing her over to Monkey World is done, and Nueve is loaded up and secure, it's time to say goodbye.
Okay. Yeah, again.
Thank you
nice
very
to
much.
meet you guys. Look after yourself.
Next stop for Nueve, meeting Charlie and 3 feisty females. In the bedrooms at Hananya's, the lively chimp group are about to get a special interactive food treat, and it's one of their favourites. Porridge oats mixed together with custard and yoghurt. Things could be about to get messy. The gloopy mixture is poured into tubes, which are then screwed into the wall. On the other side, in one of the main bedrooms, is a huge mock termite mound. To get at the treat, the chimps will have to use sticks, browse, and a whole lot of brain power.
Truly exciting. Like, you can see they're in the bedrooms just now and getting quite excited about it because, yeah, they kind of know what's going on.
Hananya's group love a challenge, and they rush straight in. Marjolaine is the first to act, expertly stripping a branch to the correct size and inserting it into the hole before licking off the porridge and custard. Trudy uses the same technique, although she seems to be on a mission to eat as much as she can before the others join in. She does like her food. The chimps swarm around the mound like bees to a honeypot. Arthur is using the leafy part of a stick. It's a good technique that gets the most amount of custard out in one go. The only problem is eating it. But he has that covered. He eats the leaves as well. Clever Peggy goes for a hands-free approach, using her mouth to guide the stick in before carefully removing it, and quickly eating her well-deserved reward, using the purposely frayed end to get more. As a high ranker, Johnny is more laid back in her technique, and grabs as much as she can, knowing she doesn't face too much competition. Tootie maximises her efforts using not 1, but 2 sticks, and enjoying the reward. Kiki waits her turn, while the much larger and higher-ranking Simon knows if he rams his stick in as far as it goes, he'll get more of the treat from the bottom of the mound. Not all the chimps are interested in the termite challenge. Some opt for the more accessible food on offer. Hananya makes the most of the celery lying around, as does high-ranking female Cherry. She's enjoying some quiet time while her daughter, Thelma, watches and learns from the chimps at the mound. She's nearly 5 and has had an informed upbringing, with so many adult chimps to learn from. It doesn't take long for her to grasp the technique, although it could do with a little refining here and there. It's been a successful and rewarding challenge for the chimps. They've enjoyed one of their most prized treats and shared it with only the odd squabble. There are delicacies on offer at the Capuchin Lodge too, where Eriko's group of 14 monkeys are in for a creepy crawly treat. For some months, the primate care staff have been carefully cultivating rotten logs. They've become home to a whole host of bugs and insects, perfect fodder for these inquisitive and intelligent primates. In the wild, Capuchins inhabit the forests of Central and South America. They're omnivores, meaning their diet consists mainly of plant parts, such as leaves, flowers, fruit and seeds, plus lots of insects. Being able to rummage for their own gourmet feast of bugs is perfect, and the staff are expecting a lot of excitement. As head of the group, it's 13-year-old Eriko who leads the way. But he's distracted by some sliced beetroot, which has also been left out for breakfast. It's the girls, including Becky and Zoe, who get stuck into the task of finding the grubs and insects. But it's Kara who strikes first. Not to be outdone, Zoe uses her strength to roll a log over before finding a tasty treat under the bark. Capuchins have hands with opposable thumbs. Their dexterity levels are close to that of humans, and this enables them to manipulate objects, grasping them with precision. They're very useful for foraging around rotten logs. And if that doesn't work, they can always use their teeth. Leader Eriko is still focused on the beetroot and fruit spread around the enclosure, while his sidekick Sean has a rummage in the bark. But he's missing a few fingers, which means it's not quite as easy for him. Zoe has hit the jackpot, scooping up as many woodlice as she can. But when she goes back for seconds, she has to give way to Kara, who's determined to get her share. The more dominant characters have had their fill, allowing the low rankers, like Scarlet and Ringo, to search for any leftovers. And Sooty gets lucky, finding a couple the higher echelons missed. It's been a fun and stimulating morning's enrichment for the Capuchins. And there's still time for Becky to round it off by flirting with Eriko. Alison has arrived back with the park's newest addition, 3-year-old black-capped squirrel monkey Nueve from Chessington Zoo. Primate care team member Karen is waiting, keen to get a first proper look at the youngster. The staff are eager to see the reactions of the other squirrel monkeys in this group, especially Charlie. Until now, he's had the company of 3 older ladies, plus Chloe the Saki monkey. Charlie is only 8 years old, and may welcome the addition of a younger companion to the group.
You can put her in that one and then through the slide.
Okay.
To help Nueve adjust, Karen lets her into a bedroom to give her time to get used to the new surroundings.
Good girl.
She can see and smell her new housemates, but there won't be any physical interaction until Alison and Karen are happy she'll be able to cope. She also has the larger figure of Saki monkey Chloe to get used to.
She looks really well. She's small, but she looks healthy. She's active, very vocal. Seems very interested in everyone around us. She's got a lot going on in this house. So there's obviously 7 other squirrel monkeys, our Saki monkey Chloe, and 2 marmosets in here. So there's a lot for her to take in. But yeah, she's looking good so far.
Nueve is super confident, running around and exploring. It's quite a contrast to most of this geriatric group. Elderly female Topsy is keen to get a good look, and so too is Charlie.
Do you want to bring Charlie next door now and we could look at it, but it's very bold.
With things going well, Alison decides to let the energetic youngster meet a potential new playmate. Karen opens the slide to let Charlie through. The team hope he'll be keen to see a new female and become an ally when Nueve meets feisty older ladies Topsy and Turvy. But to everyone's surprise, Charlie seems more interested in the food and snacks than the new female in the house. It may be that, having lived with 3 older ladies for the past few years, he feels Nueve isn't mature enough for him, and he's not interested.
If what we're seeing is that Charlie views her very much as a youngster and isn't sort of soliciting adult behavior, maybe the ladies will too. And that would be really lovely if the ladies gave her a free pass and just took her under their wing. I'm not that hopeful that that's gonna happen because the ladies are tough, but Really good. Nice little squirrel monkey. Really pleased.
The team decide to leave Charlie and Nueve together overnight. Tomorrow, they'll assess the situation and decide whether the time is right to introduce the older ladies, Azzy, Topsy and Turvy, into the mix. At Lavar's enclosure, the team have been gently trying to encourage one-year-old woolly monkey Cosmo to take his first steps into the great outdoors.
Come on then. Come on.
It's been a work in progress for the youngster and his carers. And although he's come close, he's never quite made it all the way to the outside enclosure. For the first 6 months of his life, Cosmo was hand-reared by Alison and the team at the park.
Hello, man.
They stepped in after first-time mum Isla rejected him at birth.
One more? I know.
For the last 6 months, he's been living with other woolies, and he's now a fully integrated member of Lavar's group. However, so far, little Cosmo has been reluctant to join the others in the outside enclosures, preferring to spend his time having fun in the playroom. He has occasionally managed to venture out into the tunnel system before losing his nerve and heading back to the safety of the playroom.
He's actually taken quite a while to kind of build up his bravery and his courage to come outside. We do have a really long tunnel system leading down to the cage enclosure. So for a little chap, it is a big old journey for him to negotiate and to make his way down and find where the other monkeys are hanging out all day.
Lavar's group have 2 outside enclosures. The larger tree-filled area is open to the elements, whereas the smaller one has a caged roof, perfect for protecting little woolly monkeys from aerial predators.
You big brave boy. You coming in? Come on then. Oh, good boy. Well done. Hi. I know, you're very clever.
And it's this smaller one where little Cosmo finally takes the plunge. And the minute he sees what's out there, he's in his element.
It's really nice to see him coming out and enjoying the outside world and actually being able to continue to be with the group even when they leave the inside of the house. Before, he kind of just seemed happy bumbling along inside even when the rest of the group had abandoned him to go and enjoy the sunshine outside. But now he's found his feet, he's going out, and he seems really happy with it, so it must be super exciting for him to suddenly realise that actually there's a whole world out here for him as well.
All the woolly monkeys love being outside, so it's a huge deal for Cosmo to join them. It'll help his social development, as well as the bonding process with the rest of the group. They in turn can act as his protectors, encouraging and reassuring him if he's worried. He also has an ideal playmate in 3-year-old Carlos.
Carlos is a little bit rough and tumble at times, you know. He does like to throw his weight around a little bit with Cosmo because, you know, he is bigger than him, so he takes his opportunity where he can get it. But they are good mates and they do enjoy playing together, which is really good, and that's brilliant for Cosmo, you know. It just means that he can really engage with individuals really nicely.
For Cosmo, his journey from newborn to a fully integrated member of Lavar's group is complete.
He's full of energy, full of character, really, really lively. So he can be a little bit cautious with new things. It all takes him a little bit of time to kind of get used to it, to think about it. But as soon as he decides that he's going to go for it, then that's it, nothing's stopping him. And he's basically full steam ahead, and that seems to be exactly what's going on here. And he's really embracing this new enclosure.
At the orangutan nursery, the primate care team are distributing puzzle feeders for the 6 members who make up the group.
This is kind of based on sticky rice that you get in Indonesia and Asia. Basically lots of woven tubing and you've got some hard fruits, whole fruits in there. It's very, very difficult for them to get it out. So hopefully it will make them work their muscles, make them climb a bit more, and get them up high like they should be.
The feeders have been filled with fresh strawberries and pieces of frozen fruit. The orangutans will have to use their brains, as well as strength and dexterity, to get to the treats. But to give some of the younger ones a chance, there are also a number of bowls filled with yogurt to enjoy.
I think some of the young ones might have trouble, but it'll certainly make them play with it for a bit longer. And the longer it takes them, obviously, the more exercise they get.
As expected, it's the older individuals who make a beeline for the food. Led by Jin and his best buddy Sylvester, who goes straight into the nest full of yogurt balls. But adult Oisin wants the top prize and immediately starts to tackle the puzzle feeders. She's determined to get to the strawberries and frozen nectarines inside. Bulu is quite content to hang around and watch. Orangutans are incredibly bright, and the nursery's a great place to learn. By watching older, more experienced individuals try and solve the puzzle feeders, the youngsters gain knowledge and can try it out themselves. For some, the strength required isn't quite there, but little Mimi still gives it a go. Jin shows her just how it's done, using his incredibly strong and long fingers to finally coax out a nectarine. And he's going to savour every last juicy bit of it. And Oisin's patience pays off as she teases out the strawberries. All good things come to those who wait. Both Bulu and Rika find pieces of nectarine dropped by the older orangutans. Sometimes, substituting patience for brains pays off. Next time on Monkey Life, Alison's on a mission to collect a marmoset found climbing scaffolding on a large block of flats.
So he must be an escaped pet or a released pet. And I'm surprised that nobody's bothering to
try and find him.
And the hunt is on when the spider monkeys get sweet treats.